So sometimes in nature, you'll see things happening and you'll be like, should I leave it alone? Should I help? Like the situation where you see a wild animal that may be hurt and you're like, what do I do? Because nature is nature, and with or without human intervention, it's going to do something. How we interact with nature can affect it for the good or the bad. But if you're looking for a specific outcome, there are things that you might want to do. And let me show you why. Today we've been out in the garden and we have been just enjoying the overcast. It stormed earlier, and as a result, we had a nice, cool, overcast day. And then everything was great. And I started seeing these little red bugs. And I was like, I could be mistaken, but I don't think I am. I believe those are aphids. And I started getting more and more grossed out. Then I started seeing ladybugs all over, right? And I was like, that confirms it. Those are aphids. And then I kept looking and kept looking. And y'all, this area is infested with aphids, but it's also full of ladybugs, right? Full of ladybugs. I don't think I've seen this many ladybugs naturally in a location ever. Okay. So what do? Do I leave this to be, right? Leave it and let them eat to their heart's content. There's no way they can eat all of these, but oh, there's some back there too. Gracious. Or do I help out? And what we decided to do, because of the location of this bed, this is the bed that we had our onions in. You can see we have some squash growing here. We have what is that back there? What's that thing called? Artichoke back there. This bed is going to be used like forever for food production, and so the proximity is quite frightening. So there's a little empty spot back there. I had Brian go through and pull all of the ones that I did not see ladybugs already working on. And I believe they were starting this way and working their way around, because most of the ones over there on the right side of the bed, coming around to the left here where I'm at, they didn't have any ladybugs that I could see. And so thank you, ladybugs, for doing your thing. Nature and staying in balance is so important. And as humans, we tend to negatively affect the natural balance of nature, to our own design, to our own purposes as well. I could have very easily gone in the house and gotten some soapy spray and sprayed all of these, but it's a good chance that would have gotten some of the ladybugs as well. I don't want to do that. They're very beneficial, and we've even seen them on our fruit trees this year. And so, we appreciate the help that we're getting. As much as we can allow the ladybugs to do their thing, we're going to. So what I decided to do was to give them another day, maybe come out tomorrow evening and investigate and see if any of the ladybugs have moved on, and we'll pull those particular plants. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this is my goldenrod, which really hurts because, we use goldenrod here since we had discovered what it was. Thought it was ragweed for years and discovered that it was actually not. We use it for making teas. And so that makes it a little bit more hurtful, because it's like, of all the weeds out here, you couldn't have got on the bushes that we hate. Like, you couldn't have got on something else that we're not interested in. But no. And then look at the little white butterflies. Oh, y'all. I love this time of year because there's so much growing and there's so much that we can bring in and make a meal or give to the animals for a meal, supplement our feed. But when I tell you the pests are horrible this time of year, and this is only Are you? That's a squash bug. So keep an eye on your garden, guys. So it's been about 3 days since I originally shot that first part of the video that you just watched. What I ended up doing is the next day or evening, when I was out here doing my chores, I just took the water hose and sprayed the goldenrod plants down, the ones that were kind of infested, with the water hose. The population died back. I did it again the next day. Population died back. And oh no, I did it that morning, didn't do it that evening. By the evening, it seemed like they had doubled again. And so what I'm going to do, or what I have on the docket for today to be done, is to have a good bit of this brush taken care of. I'm going to spray them down again, and then we're going to have, my son is going to remove a good bit of this brush that's back here. This is another reason why it is good to make sure that you keep your areas where you're doing your planting clean, because there's nowhere for the pests to hide. You know, there's nowhere for them to hide. So that helps you out in the long run. It is hard to stay on top of that this time of the year when you're getting rain and heat and rain and storms, and it's just crazy. It's kind of hard to do, but it is what it is. So let me give you a before. This is what everything is looking like now. And I'm really hoping that from right there, that fence line, all the way down to this end here will be cleared. And there's a section between where you see the bush and the fence where there is some dirt. I don't know what kind of quality it is, but we're going to try to get in and see. And this will be a really good place, because it's direct sun, to have some of our vining, winter squashes, some loofah, tromboncino, to kind of climb the fence here. But even if that doesn't work, sunflowers are very durable and don't require a whole lot, and that will look really pretty there too, kind of a nice backdrop against the yard. So we'll see how all this turns out. Oh, and in the meantime, what we've done with this bed, ants. You know, I can't have a spot unless there's an issue with pests. Can't. Yeah. This bed we've been fighting with ants for about 6 months, maybe longer. They are determined to have this bed. We have flooded it. We have de-eat it. There have been plants in it the entire time, so it couldn't like just hot water it. So, still fighting with them, not giving up, but they're fire ants too, and they hurt. So we're just kind of being mindful. Doesn't seem to be affecting the plants too much as far as like their health. So I guess that's a good thing. What we have, I gotta look back at my notes and see what this is. We put these tomatoes in, 2 tomatoes already in here, and then we got about 6 more that's going to go across the back between this black post and this white post. I'm just going to string some wire. It's a thin wire that you can also use for electric fencing, but we found that the thinner one doesn't do well with conductivity, so we've just been repurposing it around the farm. So I used that up on the hill for some of the tomatoes. It's working out pretty good. We'll string that across, and that'll give those tomatoes something to climb. And I'm thinking, oh, and we got these eggplants here in the front. Some borage over there. But in the middle, I think I'm just going to put 2 squash and just call it, and then the random moringa that I found that I thought I had planted them all, and evidently I had not. So yeah, we'll see how this works out. This is crazy work, man. Like, it's gonna be such a bad season here. Like, what the crap?